It doesn't matter if it's a weeknight meal, Thanksgiving, or Christmas, there ain't a kid out there who doesn't immediately grab the basket of dinner rolls. I'm gonna show you just how easy they are to make. They're incredibly delicious, and I'm doing it in partnership with my good friends over at Bob's Red Mill. Miss Parker, no, these are not Parker House rolls. While the ingredients are the same, the way they're cut at the end and baked are a little bit different. But don't get me wrong, these are ridiculously delicious, or as my daughter would say, redonkulous. They're amazing. To start off this recipe, we need to get that raft going with our yeast. So in a bowl of a standing mixer, I'm going to add in some hot milk in between 112 and 115 degrees. Let me stop right there after you've poured it in and tell you this. Comies, I always say, go a little bit hotter than that 110 degree threshold for yeast, because the second you pour it into that bowl, those bowls are oftentimes super cold, it's gonna drop 5 to 7 degrees, making it perfect. Next, we're gonna add in a little bit of sugar, followed up by sprinkling in some active yeast. We're gonna give it a little whiskey, not actual whiskey, just whisk it. And then it's gonna take about 4 to 6 minutes for that raft to form on the top. That's exactly what we want. It's called a raft for a reason. It's floating on top of the milk. And then we're simply gonna start adding in some ingredients. I'm gonna pour in a little bit more sugar, some melted unsalted butter. We're gonna sprinkle in some sea salt, and then go ahead and add the hook attachment to your stand mixer, drop it down, lock it, and just turn it on low speed. We're now going to add in some flour, but when we do it, we wanna do it in batches. I, of course, am gonna be using some Bob's Red Mill all-purpose flour. It's just the best all-around flour out there. Delicate enough for cakes, enough protein in there for rolls just like these. Once the flour has been added in there, I'm next gonna hit it with a few eggs. This is gonna add some richness, some color, some texture, and of course some fat for flavor. Once you've got them all in there, turn up the mixer to medium speed. We want it to knead for in between 3 or 5 minutes. But if for some reason you just love kneading bread by hand, go ahead and take it out of the mixer and knead it for 5 to 7 minutes. The stand mixer can do it way more efficiently and better than you can, so my advice, leave it in there. Once it is to this beautiful consistency, should be nice and elasticy, this is perfect. Take it off of your stand mixer, and I'm going to put it in a 4-quart container. Here is why I'm doing this. Comies, this is great if you're bread making. I always say you want to wait till things double or triple in size. Well, now you've got perfect measurements with a container like this. Right now we're at about 1.5 quarts. So when it gets to about 3 or 3.25, 3.5 quarts, when it's done proofing, we know we're in good shape. Pop a lid on it. And here's another trick for all you folks out there who love bread baking. Put it in an oven that's unused, still cold, hasn't been used this day. Close the door, and then put the oven light on. That little light is gonna provide enough heat to get to those optimal proofing temperatures in between 80 and 90 degrees. So if you're in a cold part of the US, you're welcome, because this is gonna help big time. Let it rest for 60 minutes. Go ahead and take it out, and you can see we've doubled in size. You can measure, we're at about 3.25, 3.5 quarts, a perfect double in size. What we're gonna do is next just sprinkle some flour on a clean surface. Go ahead and add the dough right on top of the flour, and then simply press it down with your hands. We wanna sort of punch it down a little bit because we need it to rise one more time. And now it's time to make golf ball sized little dinner rolls. And what I like to do is pinch a little bit off, roll it in my hands, but because I also like it to have a smooth top, what I do is I make a circle with my hands, I put the dough underneath, and then I sort of push it through that little hole that I made. It will soften and smooth out the top. You sort of pinch the bottom together just like you would almost a mini version of making an artisan bread loaf. You got a nice round top here. I'm going to add it to a greased and parchment paper lined dish. You want them to be about 1 inch apart from each other. Go ahead and throw a towel on the top. We need to do a second rise for another 30 minutes. You can absolutely put them back in that unused oven with the oven light on. They look beautiful. They've doubled in size again. They look amazing. And because I want these to be super brown on top, we're gonna make a little egg wash. So in a bowl, go ahead and crack a large egg in there. We're gonna add in a little bit of whole milk. And using a fork, just whisk it together until it is completely combined. Now, grab a pastry brush and generously brush the top of each of these rolls. You're gonna love the way these look. Heading over to the oven on 350 degrees, gonna take in between 25 and 30 minutes. They should be golden brown on top and nice and soft and tender and cooked through in the center. Dude, these look insane. I mean, straight up, look at these. Absolutely gorgeous. And to finish them off, I like to spread on a little bit of melted unsalted butter all over the tops. Just gonna make these more rich and more delicious. And then a simple sprinkle of sea salt. That's gonna help season them up a little bit more, make them more succulent and more craveable. I can't say it enough, these dinner rolls are fantastic, and if you're a huge bread fan and love baking, you absolutely have to check out how I make my French boule, and I'll catch you on that video.